Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Watercolor Wednesday. I'm Leslie Watkins. Today I have the beautiful crocus roses to share with you. Let me zoom you in so you can get a good look at that. There it is. This is one of my most favorite roses. This is a selection by David Austin. For those of you who love roses, I'm sure you've heard of David Austin, the well-known hybridizer and breeder of roses. So what David Austin is particularly known for is that he was able to take a number of beautiful hybrid roses which had been bred so that they had lost their fragrance, and he was able to combine them with some of the old species roses that still had a lot of lovely fragrance, and so he was able to get some fragrance back into these beautiful flowers. So here where I live at Dandelion Cottage, it's a pretty cold zone. It's around a 5, sometimes 4 planting zone. And so I can't grow a lot of roses, but this is one that I can, and I am so happy to be able to do that because I think it's just beautiful. And these roses are blooming right now. And if you've been following along for the past couple of weeks, you know that I've been focusing a lot on roses. So I'm going to just show you a couple of things that I've been doing. I shared with you my rose journal, which is a upcycled book that I made, and in it I have some watercolors that I've done. So this is that Rosa primula that I did not too long ago, also known as the incense rose. That's a very early bloomer. And here are the William Baffin climbing roses that I did. I think I did these last week. And I've got lots more pages in here to fill. But today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. These are all painted with watercolor. Today I thought I would paint a rose for you using ink. And I'm especially excited by this kit, which is called the Sentimental Rose Kit. And I'm just going to share my screen with you for a second so that you can see. Let me get this set up. There you go. So here you see the contents of the kit. There's a lot in there. There are envelopes, card bases, all sorts of decorative elements, a stamp set, some twine, some dot embellishments, a little clear plastic box for you to keep your note cards in, and it's only $19. And this month, only until June 30th, there's a special going on with the kits collection. This is just one of many different kits that are available this month. And for every kit you buy, you can get a second kit at half price. And I have a special bonus for you, which is I've got a project that I'm going to be including. If you get the Sentimental Rose Kit, actually if you get any kit, but you'll want to have the Sentimental Rose Kit because that's what my special bonus project features. you will get an instructional video on how to make an alternative, beautiful little um, rose journal to make with your kit. And all of that information is on a post right here on my Facebook page. There's a link that will take you right to the shop, and it includes a host code that will allow you to be able to get that special bonus video. So check that out. Meantime, when you get your kit, you get your instructions, and you also get these stamps. And I'm going to be using these stamps today, and I'm going to show you how you can paint a rose with ink using these stamps. So I'm going to get a piece of paper. So I've got a little piece of the shimmery white paper here. And then I've got a collection of stamp pads ready to go. Now these are some of the colors that are featured in the palette for this kit. So I've got Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, Mint Macaron, and So Saffron. And I'm going to use my So Saffron ink. Zoom you in a little bit so you can see better. Oops, maybe that's a bit too much. Sorry to make you dizzy. There you go. So there is the shimmery white paper, and I'm just going to take my ink pad and my stamp and figure out which way I want this to go. So I'm gonna make kind of an all over pattern here. I'm just gonna stamp that lightly. I'm gonna get out my stamp pad. There we go. And I'm also going to use the leaves. Now for the leaves, I'm going to use the Mint Macaron. I'm just going to add a few leaves randomly. Like so. Oops, sorry. Let me get back on camera so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. One more. Okay, so there's my pattern. And I have off to the side here some water, but I also have my water painter. So here's my water painter. This is the brush with the water reservoir in the handle. And I'm just going to use a tiny bit of water. My brush is hardly damp. And I'm just going to pull that ink from the stamped image and just kind of blend it together a little bit. I'm going to do this on all the leaves. Now if you like, you can add a little more ink from your stamp pad. You can just connect these stems so you don't have that little gap in there. Okay, so I'm done with the green for now. I'm going to go and do the same thing with my yellow. Remember, I'm using very little water here, almost nothing. And I'm just moistening the areas where the ink is more dense. But I'm keeping some of those lighter areas as is. I'm not going to disturb those. I'm just adding a little bit of water to blend these areas so that it looks more like a watercolor, which it actually is, except that you're using ink instead of watercolor, just the same. Very easy. There we go. So now you have a lovely watercolor using this beautiful stamp set from the Sentimental Rose Kit. You know, the stamp sets are typically priced around $20, $22, sometimes $25. And this kit is only $19, and you get a beautiful stamp set with sentiments. So some of the sentiments that are in here are wonderful. There's best wishes, happy birthday, thinking of you, thank you, congratulations. So it's really the perfect starter set to have. And if you're someone who hasn't stamped before, this is the way to go. You have everything needed all in one box, and it's just $19. And this month, of course, you have the added bonus of getting a second kit at half price, and there's a lot to choose from. I'll be including all of the information below after I do the live video of how you can find the products on my online store, and also how you can use that host code so that you can get the free video with the alternate project. Okay, so there is what I've got so far, simply by adding water. And I'll give you a close-up of that so you can see how pretty it is. So what happens is when you just touch the ink, it moves. Excuse me, it moves just as watercolor does. So really anybody can do this. All the work is done for you. But if you want to add a little bit extra, I'm going to show you how you can do that. So here is my mint macaron stamp case. And I'm just going to open it up, and then in the lid I'm going to add a couple of drops of my reinker. Okay, and so this is very concentrated, very strong ink. So I'm going to want to dilute that. So I'm just going to add, again, a little bit of water just to dilute it. But I want it to be a little bit darker than what I have on here already because I just want to add a few accents here and there. I can go back over those stems, add a little more detail. So I can just accentuate the veins of the leaves. It's just that easy. There we go. All right, so there's a little added step that you can use to give your flowers and your leaves a little more dimension, a little more life. Okay, you can leave that just like so in your stamp case. It'll be ready to go the next time you want to use it. But now this time I want to add a little bit of another color. So one of the other coordinating colors in this kit is Calypso Coral. And I've already got a little bit of ink in my stamp case, but I'm going to add just a little bit extra. Again, using plenty of water to dilute that. And this time what I want to do is I want to just add a little accent to the center of my flowers. Just warm them up a little bit. So there you go. It's just that simple. Now if you want, you can make that a little bit darker, and I think I will. A couple of touches around. So these kits make it easy for anyone to start stamping, start paper crafting, learn how to paint with ink. They make wonderful gifts. If you're going on a trip and you want to bring a little project with you, this is a wonderful way to do that. Or to share an afternoon with a friend. Or you could get a lot of friends together and have a party. So I'm going to have all this information below. If that's something that you'd like to do, let me know. I can help you arrange it. And let me show you what you can do now with your finished work. If I go back to my kit, I can take a card base. So let's see, I've got several different to choose from. Here's a yellow one. I think it'll look nice with the yellow. Now because I use So Saffron, this is going to match perfectly. So I can mount that onto my card base like so, and I have a beautiful note card. And then there are the various labels that I could add for my sentiments. So whether it might be for a birthday, a thank you, a congratulations, whatever I need to make a card for. I've got a selection of 9 different cards that I can do that. So I hope that gives you some ideas. I had promised you last time that I was going to show you the project that comes with the bonus project I'm talking about, the alternate project. I did not get that done yet. I'm going to be doing that this afternoon, so I will be posting it later today. The reason I didn't get it done was because I was busy getting the Happiness Abounds class out. So here are some other examples of the cards that we're making in the Happiness Abounds Fancy Fold and Watercolor class. This features another stamp set with roses and sentiments that you can paint from. And here are some other examples of cards that I've painted featuring roses and the Happiness Abounds. So stay tuned. In a little while, I will have a sneak preview of the project that you will get with the Sentimental Rose Kit. And in the meantime, I hope that you have a chance to get outside and see what's blooming in the garden. If you have a garden with roses, I'd love to know what you have growing. Let me know. If you have a picture, you could post that. And I think that's just about everything for today. That link is below in another post where you can get the Sentimental Rose Kit using the host code, and I will have a lot more information below this video in just a little while. So thank you so much for joining me today. Stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I will see you next time.